Alright, so we are here in the Mazda3 Hatchback. We're going to take this out for a drive. Now, this car is virtually identical to that CX-30 that I just reviewed. This car specifically is a little bit less trim, and it sort of shows on the interior. I think the design is still gorgeous on the inside and out. The quality is still there. That car just had a little bit more leather trim, a little bit nicer stitching on the dash. It had the two-tone colors, and this just I really do feel like deja vu. I'm gonna go like the same route, but yeah, I wasn't exactly expecting this, but that CX-30 feels a little bit nicer than this 3 hatchback. They're same chassis, same engine, same essentially everything, but just this is a little bit different as far as quality goes, but this is still very nice. Now, we've got 186 horsepower, 186 foot-pounds of torque. We've got all-wheel drive in this car, 6-speed automatic transmission. We do have a sport mode, just that holds onto the gears a little bit longer. Now, I don't think I'm going to go on the highway on this one, just because I think I already know what that'll feel like. I'm just going to do just normal, Carlisle Pike traffic here, just to get a feel for how this car feels. But yeah, already it feels pretty identical, no shocker to the other car, which is a good thing. So I said in the other video, everything Mazda has done in the last 5 years, I think, has been pretty solid. I think all their cars across the board are generally a good car that can compete, with the other cars in the class. And this car sort of started off like the redesign of, the nicer interior and the continuation of like the Skyactiv technology and the Skyactiv styling. But yeah, this is nice. I think the competitors to this car, the Honda Civic, Hyundai Elantra, the Kia Forte, I still stand by that. I think the quality of the interior of this car and also the CX-30 are just better than the others. Now, granted, I have not driven the others, and I may be a little biased towards Mazda, but this is it's a nicer interior than what you think it should be from a Mazda. When I drove that Mazda CX-9, I was like, this car is nicer than a Mazda SUV has a right to be. But at that time, that was fresh on the market. But yeah, I feel like that reigns true for this car as well. Just the quality is there, and it is just really nice. I don't have anything bad to say other than the interior space in the back seat might be just a little bit less than what you need. But someone who's 6 feet like me generally probably isn't going to be in the back seat of a car like this. I could be fine with this car as a daily driver, for sure, 100%. The other thing I said in the other video, it's funny how you see, when you see concept cars of automakers come out, you see the design element just sort of trickle down, and the fact that the steering wheel of this car and the CX-30 was borrowed from the Mazda 6 concept that was out, a year or two ago, which I think this is a gorgeous looking steering wheel. It's very nice to feel. The CX-30s, I think, was a little bit thicker to touch, but yeah, this is again a very solid product from Mazda. Now, like I said before, I'm not going to get on the highway in this car, but just to give it a little bit of gas here, just to feel how it feels. And it feels definitely like the CX-30, and it also feels just like my car. My car is 4 years old. It feels very refined, and it definitely feels quiet for a car like in the smaller sedan segment. But yeah, just to give it the beans a little bit. Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's enough. It's enough power to have for a daily driver, that you're going to churn the miles through consistently. I mean, I think this would be very solid as a daily driver, and this is also, just like the other car, very impressive car. Alright, I'm going to give her the beans just a little bit. That's very adequate for a normal car. I'm surprised, but I think I like the CX-30 just a little bit more, and that could be just for that trim was a little bit higher. The interior touches and appointments are just a little bit nicer in that car, but I think the seat was a little bit more comfortable in the CX-30. But this is still a very solid option. This car is miles better looking than a Honda Civic. I don't know what they've done as far as the design for Hondas, but I don't I don't like it at all. I think the Hyundai Sonata, I think, is a solid looking little car, but with their latest redesign, they sort of made it less attractive, which is not the way you want to go. So yeah, as a normal everyday daily driver, I think this could be a very, very good car. Alright, now just to get a little POV action real quick of the three, I'm just turned around at the El Rodeo restaurant on the Carlisle Pike. There's the Chick-fil-A and the Wegmans over there. But yeah, just to get a little bit of an idea of how this interior looks as you're driving. Yeah, this is very, very nice. I really think this would be the nicest quality and looking interior in the class, as far as the Honda Civic and the Hyundai and the Kia Forte. I know that those cars are solid as well, but I really just think this is a more all-around better looking package than pretty much everything else in the class. I'm here on the Carlisle Pike, but yeah, look at this. The design of this steering wheel is very nice. It just is simple and clean looking. But yeah, there's the screen up there. Now it is not a touch screen. It's a little bit too far away to be a touch screen. You control everything with the wheel right here, which I am a fan of. I mean, I've had one for almost 4 years now, and this wheel has gotten a little bit bigger over the years, but it feels nice in your hand. Sort of minimalist HVAC controls right there. But yeah, when this car came out, it was just a little bit different because this section in between here of leather that's in between the screen and the HVAC controls was just a little bit bigger than what people were used to, but I think it's very nice. Now this car does have the radar cruise control. If you turn it on, it just looks a little bit different in the CX-30 than the 3. The CX-30 had, you know, a car right in the middle of the speedometer right there, but this one is just a little bit different. But it still does have the radar cruise control, lane keep assist, you know, your blind spot monitoring, all the stuff that, you know, pretty much should be standard in a car in 2020. And this car is $26,000 and it still has all that standard features, which is very impressive. I think for the extra $5,000 in the CX-30, that is where you get the, you know, nicer looking quality of the interior and a couple different things. But yeah, that a little bit nicer looking dash on that car. But it's kind of amazing that I almost thought that car would be pretty much an equal to this car because it's built on the same chassis and has the same pretty much interior, same engine. But that specific car just felt a little bit more upscale than this car. Yeah, I mentioned in the CX-30, I feel like Mazda has come a little bit of ways, just from a newer perspective, that this car is very quiet. As a, you know, subcompact, you know, sedan, it just feels very quiet and hushed in here. It sort of talks to the quality I think that Mazda has been making over the last few years. So we are just about back at the dealer. We're going to wrap this up, give this car back, then we're going to talk about how these two cars compare between the 3 hatchback and the CX-30. So I will see you in a minute. I'm going to make this turn. Alright. So if you are in the market for a Mazda, definitely come here to Freisinger Mazda on the Carlisle Pike here in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. They are great guys. They definitely followed the social distancing and, you know, all the guidelines that were going on with the coronavirus. So kudos to them for all that. So we'll see you in a minute. So this has been a fun day here at Freisinger Mazda, taking a look at the CX-30 and this 3 hatchback. Now both are very solid cars. I think I might actually prefer the CX-30 a little bit. It's a little bit more expensive, but just a little bit higher feel off the ground. If it was me, you know, because I drive on construction sites. By the way, what a gorgeous car right there. Anyway, yeah, this is an impressive car too. The value is there, the styling is there. I think Mazda is continuing its hot trend with cars that are very solid and competitive on the market, and I'm glad to be an owner of a Mazda because it seems like they're still continually on the right track. Everything they made in the last 5 years has been pretty solid. Now leave me a comment below. Let me know if you prefer the CX-30 or the Mazda 3. I think I might prefer the CX-30 just a little bit. So leave me a comment and let me know which one you prefer. Now don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new. If you are a returning viewer, thank you very much. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GemmyD on Cars. You get to see the cars that I drive before I get to post them to YouTube. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. See ya.